Hi everyone, my name is Moonshine and I'm the host of today's AMA with FAIR.CLUB, which is fixing the broken model of capital formation and Solana. So through today's AMA, we would see how this first institutional grade launchpad is designed to protect professional capital. So we're also going to see some of their features like the on-chain governance, the reputation standard, and the curated alpha. So we have Stott here with us on the mic. So Stott, do you mind introducing yourself, the team behind the project, and how you guys founded FAIR.CLUB?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Moonshine. I'm not sure. Is it a good idea if I share screen?
Yeah, sure, definitely. The
Yeah,
record
cool.
is set for you to be able to share your screen and also speak.
I'll just show my face. Hi, everyone. Okay, you don't
Hi.
need to see my face. I'm going to share my screen of where
Off.
are
I
we?
went off for a game.
Yeah, I turned it off. You don't see my face.
All
I
right.
did it, but I did it very briefly. So I'm the founder of FAIR.CLUB. Bit of background, I'm an old school blockchain crypto guy. Bought my first Bitcoin in 2014. I built the first ICO platform in the Netherlands in 2017. I've had multiple startups. I was with Forbes 30 under 30, Wired top 100. I've raised funds. I've worked for VCs. I've worked under accelerators, and I believe blockchain's broken, and I have built FAIR to take capital formation to the next level using blockchain, but for all kinds of projects, for Web3 and Web2. So as a fundraising platform, there's two sides to FAIR. One side is obviously the investor side, and the other side is the founder side. We want to bring value to both. So anyone that's listening, feel free to jump into our Telegram, ask for an invite code to join FAIR. It's invite only, but for everyone listening here, you'll be able to get access through our Telegram. And it's invite only because the deals that we offer are very exclusive. There's a lot of compliance that are needed with them, and we only want to have high quality investors join FAIR. This will be the case for a long time. So it's a very different approach to most launchpads. But I have a big network of like high quality blockchain crypto VCs and institutional investors that will be onboarding. The first thing that we have, so anyone that joins, we have our social impact score. The social impact score essentially looks at you as it looks at your X profile, it looks at your social history, it does a deep dive into who you are. What kinds of projects you've invested in, what kinds of projects you've mentioned. You can see here, like it looks at it finds your real name, it gives you like any accomplishments, but it also just detects like the sentiment. If anyone's mentioned you in a bad way on X around a rogue project, we'll find it. So what we do with this data is we actually share this with the project, because the success of a good project is always about the foundations of who the foundational investors are. So who are the first investors you get onto the cap table? Who are those first investors that are going to help push the project forward? Are they going to just jump in and then going to sell the token immediately, or are they going to hold and are they going to drive value for your project? So we have the social impact score, and then we have the token holder score, and we've built this together with Meteora and SolCipher. And essentially this looks at all of your wallets and it looks at your on-chain history to see what kind of trader you are. Do you hold tokens? Do you support projects long-term? Or are you just someone who jumps into tokens quickly and sells them quickly? Which is ideally you're not the kind of investor that these projects need, right? These projects need proper investors that want to stay long-term. In turn, the projects give you as an investor the lowest token price. So they give you the tokens price. They offer an extremely good value because they want to have good investors on board. Here we have our first deal. This is Dominion. This is on-chain silver. It's on-chain physical silver. So they're buying silver and then they're tokenizing it. They are guaranteeing that this silver is in vaults. You can redeem it at any time. Not only that, you earn yield on the silver that you own. As many of you know, silver's had an incredible year. It's expected to have another incredible few years because it's one of the main ingredients, materials within solar panels, batteries, and obviously silver as a product too. It's also a very good hedge against what's happening in the world, and similar to gold, and not many good things are happening in the world right now. So it's a really interesting proposition. It's using DeFi to generate the yield, so buys and sells on the token. Those buys and sells and the fees, they go back to the silver holders. This project is actually not a token launch. It's actually public. They're going to list on a public stock exchange. It's a really exciting project because you basically, as an investor, this is the only funding round they're going to do before they pursue that public listing. It's a reverse takeover, so they will list on a public stock exchange, and you will essentially receive shares in the public stock. On FAIR, we work with curators. So the curators essentially vet the projects. They essentially put their stamp. This project is curated by ICM.RUN. And ICM.RUN has incredible mentors, including like Elon from Pump.Fun, who I work with, Luca Nets from Pudgy Penguin, Soju from Meteora, and more. There's the executive summary. The other innovate, and then obviously the team, the deck, the video. But the other innovation that we have on FAIR is essentially guaranteed use of the funds. And this is where we're really kind of revolutionizing capital formation. We've developed a specific NFT where the initial investors can actually veto spends by the project, and can also, if the project pivots and goes in a completely new direction, which is against what they initially invested in, then they can actually set up a no confidence vote. And with that no confidence vote, they can actually get refunded their investment. So this is a really interesting proposition because currently there's a lot of FUD on the timeline around projects that raise investment from angels. And if they disagree with the direction of the business, they can't get their money back. This essentially protects those angel investors, and that helps them give the securities around being able to get back their investment in case something goes wrong with the project. This project, they're going to put most of the funds into silver, so there's some safety there, and it's not just going to, for example, salaries, but it's going towards actually purchasing assets, which would be the underlying assets under the business.
We appreciate the comprehensive explanation about what the project is about. I think it really gives a great insight as to what you guys are building, and the futures you guys are also trying to incorporate into the project. Really appreciate that. So I think the first question I have comes from the aspect of the project's launch and ecosystem. So what criteria does FAIR.CLUB use when selecting projects that launch or raise capital through the platform?
Yeah, the projects that we select, we will only do like max 6 or 8 projects per year. And we do like very high quality projects which have potential for massive upside. I have like a pipeline of maybe 1,500 projects that want to list on FAIR. I go through all of them, and we only list the best ones because we only want the ones that show incredible upside to the investors. That means that they offer a good valuation, but also the project. For example, this project, the team is like ex-Swissborg head of business development, ex-London Metals Exchange and London Stock Exchange, high quality, like especially like DeFi, very experienced in DeFi. This guy's from the founder of Mythical Money, doing over 300 million in volume. This is an experienced mining entrepreneur. The guy has mines. He can access silver. Audrey is a very leading voice in terms of real world assets and DeFi. And Dominic is also a leading voice in real world assets and DeFi. So like this team is absolutely like top tier team. And we only accept really top tier teams, and they in turn offer an incredible deal to the investors on FAIR.
Interesting. So beyond like the fundraising, what support or infrastructure does FAIR.CLUB provide to help projects grow after launch?
So projects that grow after launch, yeah, we get shares in the business as well, and we're going to help them with their public listing. We help them with their marketing and continued like investor relations.
Nice. So now moving away from that, looking at investors like us or investors that might be listening that are not project owners, can you like walk us through how these investors would actually, gain from the project, like through the core infrastructure and how the platform actually works from a user perspective, and what can they actually gain from the Fair Club token? What are incentives that they should expect?
Yeah, so Fair in itself doesn't have a token. We don't we prefer to be tokenless so that we can focus mostly on driving value for the projects that raise on Fair. But this project, if you invest, you will receive public stock and shares in the business. And basically, if you want to invest, you just need to go here, commit. You can do the KYC, and then you can invest. And then you will receive basically actual shares in the business, which you can sell on the stock market, on Robinhood, or any other kind of platform like that.
Okay, thank you so much for mentioning that very important point. So now, investing in this project, obviously the name FAIR strongly implies fairness. So what's like governance mechanisms or algorithmic mechanisms guarantee fair participations? Are there like anti-Sibyl or reputation systems built into the platform to ensure merit-based participation?
Could you ask one more time, please? Sorry.
Yeah, what did you say?
Yeah, could you ask the question one more time, please? I missed the last bit.
Okay, so the last part was just that are there like an anti-will or reputation systems built into the platform to ensure merit-based participation?
Yeah, so that's where when you invest, essentially the founder, they also get your, and here I'll share it again. Here they get your social impact score and your token holder score, which is the merit-based scoring, which is your reputation score. If you are flagged with a really bad reputation, the founder will reject your investment because they only want good investors coming into their round. And good investors are those that hold on to tokens, that invest early in projects, and that are positive, that share good quality projects on X and have not been accused of any rugs or like scam behavior on X or online. So we really bring a lot more trust and transparency. Like if you're raising in Web2, as a startup entrepreneur, you always do your due diligence on every investor that you speak to. You do a background check. You're entering a marriage basically with the investor and the project, and you need to make sure, like you do when you marry anyone, that it's the right person that you're marrying. So we provide this scoring and merit reputation scoring to the founders so that they can make sure that whoever's coming into their project early, that's the right person to be bringing in early.
Okay. So just because of the former question, I'm really curious to know, does FAIR.CLUB rely on existing smart contracts frameworks, or has the team built like custom protocol layers for launch coordination and capital allocation?
The smart contracts for the capital allocation.
Yes. So are
Yeah.
you guys rely on existing
Yeah.
framework, or you got
Yes.
a custom protocol layer?
So the investments themselves, they are obviously they're decentralized. So when an investment is made, you can see here when you commit and you connect your wallet and you invest, those funds then go to a multi-sig wallet. Let me share that with you here. And this multi-sig wallet is powered by Realms.today. And this is an audited multi-sig wallet and basically like treasury management tooling. Essentially what happens here is you come in, the funds are deposited, and for those funds to be released, it requires 3 out of 4 signatures. Now, 3 out of those 4 signatures, one of them is the founder, the project founder. The other one is actually the founder of Realms. The other one is myself, and the other one is a technical advisor. This is all smart contract based, and it's all been audited. And when the raise is completed, the founder needs to create proposals on the spend, and the investors, if they wish to, they can actually veto that spend. So if over 51% of the investors disagree with that spend, they can veto it and they can actually stop that spend from happening. So you're basically providing a lot more transparency and trust to the project, but also to the investor.
Okay, so since you guys will be dealing with like capitals, allocation, token launches, what security audits, like, are you guys audited with any company, or are there any risk frameworks that are in place, to ensure trust from the other side too?
Yeah, so everything on Realms is audit. So basically, like I said, that we don't touch any payments. The payments actually go straight from your wallet, and your wallet could be a Privy wallet, and Privy has multiple audits. I can put it in here, for example, Privy audits. And most of you guys are familiar with Privy. Privy has all of these audits from Silic to and HackerOne to basically to make sure that it's fully audited and verified. Again, we don't touch the funds because the funds go straight from your own wallet, non-custodial wallet, or it could also be, or it could be the Privy wallet, and Privy has been fully audited. It goes then straight into the Realms multi-sig wallet where the funds are, and Realms has been audited as well multiple times. And if you go, let me see if I can find it. Find the docs. Yeah, everything's audited. Is it Realms audit? Yeah, you can see here. I think these are all of the audit reports. I'll be able to find it, but essentially, All the security is there to protect investor funds. Like Realms is probably the most well-known multi-sig wallet out there on the market.
Okay, thanks for going through that, because obviously transparency is something that you have to offer to attract this project owners and even investors who would also come into the platform. So the next question I had was, let me get that, sorry.
Oh yeah, I just want to
Okay,
show this here. So sorry, Realms is audited has 3 audits here. So AutoSec, Sec3, and Neodime. Yeah, sorry, go on, Moonshine. Ask again.
Wait, were you trying to share your screen, or you're like sending it in the
I
chat?
did. Oh no, I did it quickly. I shared my screen.
Okay, I did see probably network connection from my end.
Okay, no problem. Well, so Realms has been audited 3 times by AutoSec, Sec3, and Neodime.
Okay, great. Thanks for covering that as well. So the next question I wanted to ask was, how does the platform ensure regulatory resilience across different jurisdictions? Because obviously these projects are going to be coming from globally. You're not just, or are you guys focusing on just one part?
No, we are compliant for most jurisdictions. Because this raise that we're doing right now is a private, safe raise, it's not like a publicly available raise where anyone can invest. We can accept sophisticated and accredited investors. There does need to be KYC and KYB. We don't accept investment from sanctioned countries, such as Iran, North Korea, and so forth. But we can receive investment from individuals from many other countries in the world, as long as they can prove that they are a sophisticated investor. A sophisticated investor is someone who has experience with investing in these kinds of projects, and that could also be, anything by investing on blockchain too.
Great, because I just wanted that to be, mentioned. So the next question was, what kind of projects is FAIR.CLUB prioritizing for launch in its early, in the ecosystem right now? Like, is it the AI, DeFi, consumer apps, infrastructures? What are you targeting right now to have more, or GameFi?
Yeah, I don't believe in anything like vibe coded or AI built is defensible right now, as a project. So I believe more in this merging of like Web 2, Web 3, TradFi, so new kinds of DeFi protocols, especially with real world assets, and that's where Dominion comes in. I am interested in like AI infrastructure. That we're speaking to some projects now which offer AI infrastructure on chain. We're also speaking with like trading apps, which is very much like community. The moat is the community. Speaking with neobanks. Speaking with, I think a really interesting one is like new ways to buy like stocks and equity on chain. Again, all stuff that's actually really hard as a project to achieve. We don't accept like AI built quick 1 day projects. We need projects which has a team behind it, and where it's difficult to actually, to get the project off the ground and to build the moat, which is the community. I think everyone's building AI apps right now, and that's great. And I think they're going to replace a lot of software, but I haven't seen a lot of instances where these AI apps really can generate a huge amount of revenue. And I don't think that you can't defend them because next week, there's going to be a new model out from Claude or a new model out from Grok. And it makes creating these apps even more easier, and there's no defendability there.
But AI is, seen as the future of the world. Like everyone is just like, oh, AI is taking over the crypto space. So what if it now gets to that point? Don't you think is Fair Club going to evolve, or is it going to be seen as something like, oh, it's being left behind, or you feel there are other, aspects or project aspects that will still exist, and so Fair Club is going to channel their energy into other aspects?
Yeah, so like definitely the projects that we launch are going to be like human powered projects. And then these projects are ones that they'll use AI, but everything that they do cannot be built by AI. It needs network, it needs community, it needs like a community, it needs like infrastructure, it needs hardware, which AI can't do.
True. I definitely agree with you. I think that's
Uh,
something that doesn't run out of time. Like it's always will be there. It will definitely be there. So I
Um,
definitely
I, I see, I do need to jump, but I see Abdul has like one question. Should we let him ask the question?
okay, definitely we're going to get to community questions. So very soon we're
Oh,
going to wrap up our back and forth, and then I'll take in some community questions. So don't worry.
okay.
All right. So I think another question I wanted to ask was about the long-term vision of the project. So, what does success look like for Fair Club in terms of, the number of companies launched, capital deployed, or ecosystem size?
The real indicator of success for us is the return on investment for the investors. So every project that we do, um, uh, sorry, um, every project that we do is like we're going to try and we do absolutely everything we can to drive the best return on investment. Currently, like blockchain token launches, project launches in crypto is broken. Like no one has trust anymore in buying tokens or buying equity using blockchain at the earliest opportunity. We want to fix that, but also the projects want to fix that too. So, like I said, I've been in this space now since 2014. I built the first ICO platform in the Netherlands called BigX. I have seen so many token launches. I know what works, what doesn't work, but the number one thing is getting good investors into your project early, and only good investors, those that hold, those that drive value, those that work for their bags, and then in turn bring good projects to those good investors. If those two combine and those good projects also have a product which people enjoy and use, then you're having a winning token launch or a project launch. So what we're really good at is finding those projects and then bringing those investors to those projects as well.
Yeah. So just because of you mentioned, the fact about the project and the contributors too, I want to ask about the governance aspect of, Fair Club. So how decentralized is governance within Fair Club now, and how do you expect it to evolve over time?
Yeah, so the governance of the treasury for the Dominion raise, that is that's powered by Realms and that's fully decentralized. So all the investors get an NFT that's held in their wallet and they can use that NFT to vote. And then that's all on Realms. And then with that NFT, essentially they can that represents their equity in the business. And that's what we've developed. That's our proprietary NFT that we've built.
Great. So do contributors who help projects succeed gain additional governance influence?
Yeah. The investors have governance rights in the project.
And could governance decisions eventually control which companies can launch through the platform?
We're using curators, and those curators, so we have like 3 curators signed up. Those curators are ones that they choose the projects that they're going to curate and launch on FAIR, and it's up to them. And they can offer governance, but I do believe, for example, ICM.RUN is a curator on FAIR, and they have 22 mentors, including, for example, Elon, the founder of Pump.Fun, including Lucanet, the founder of Pudgy Penguins, and they have the right to vote which projects actually go through that incubator or not.
Interesting. So I guess that's all the questions I have for you. Before we start taking some questions from the community members, is there any part of the project you'd like to mention that maybe you feel haven't been touched or covered?
No.
Okay, nice. So, guys, we can now take some questions from the community. So, kindly signify by raising your hands. Though we have a lot of questions too in the comment section, so I would aim to change them. Take some questions from the chat and also questions from the voice chat. So, Abdul has been raising. So, Abdul, you have been unmuted. You cannot ask a question, mate. Go ahead, mate. You have been unmuted. You can ask a question. So probably Telegram is just being weird. Let's take some questions. Am I the ones not saying the hands? Let me leave the chat and rejoin, please. Just give me a moment. Oh, I wasn't seeing all these hands before. So let's unmute Davin. Davin, you can go ahead with your question. Is it me or Telegram is just acting weird? If I unmute you and we can't hear you or I can't hear you, kindly quickly leave the chat and rejoin. Probably gets better. So David, you have been unmuted. Try speaking or leave and rejoin quickly so we can hear you. Let me check some questions in the chat as well. Okay, we have lost David. I think it's Telegram at this point. Jordan, Jody, are you there? You can ask the question, please.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Thank you very much, Moonshine, for the opportunity. I really appreciate it. Stud, my question is going to be, concerning how the users, are able to verify their FAIR score, when it's calculated. For example, I just wanted to know, will the platform provide a transparent background of the different factors, contributing to the score, such as the holding behavior or the community engagement, stuff like that, so that the users can understand what actions, improve or reduce their ranking. I just wanted to know that if
That's that's an amazing question. Thank you. Really, really good question. So, actually, when you go in and you look at your social impact score, I think you can get a bit of an idea of, like the signals and how we detect certain credibility, and like to see if you've been associated with rugs. We do say that, like, what the trust signals are, the highlights, the content strategy, the credibility. But we can provide more details on that, and I think I'd like to actually share on our X more details around that. With the token holder score, you can actually we have how it works. I'll share again my screen. you have here how it works. And if you can see that there, you can actually go through exactly how we calculate the token holder score and the math behind it. So, what does your trading look like? How long are you holding these tokens? And we're excluding, for example, RUGs and immature tokens. And then you can see here that we look at your oldest buys first in, first out, to calculate basically how long you hold those tokens. But I will be sharing a more in-depth article. I think it's a really good bit of feed. Really great question. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for the answer. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jordan, for jumping on the mic today. And that was a great question. Thank you so much. So let's go back to Abdul to see if we can still give him a chance. So Abdul, you have been unmuted. You can go ahead with your question.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Okay, so the question I want to ask is that a common concern in the crypto space is that many tokens lack real utility beyond trading.
Lost you, Abdul.
I think we lost you, Abdul.
Yeah.
I don't know. So let's just try Davin again. Davin, you can go ahead with your question.
Hello guys, can you hear me, guys?
Yeah.
Cool, man. How you doing, buddy? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Cool. So my question is based on your platform. When I looked through your project, I saw that normally your platform promises fair opportunity concerning trust and decentralization. But then my question and thought is, how much of FAIR.CLUB's decision making currently depends on the core team, and are there any roadmap to transition those decisions into transparent, or let's say decentralized processes?
Do you mean access to the platform?
Davin, are you there? So start with
Yeah,
action. You mean
yeah,
access platform, or can you react to the question again?
yeah. That's what I meant.
Okay, yeah. So we do want to keep FAIR invite only and a private group, purely because we really want to make sure that the investors that join FAIR are like quality, compliant, regulated investors. We're basically calling ourselves like the echo killer, but we're going to be bringing better projects and better investors on board. We have less requirements than Echo, but yeah, we want to be fully compliant, and that means that we can provide better upside to the investors as well. For everyone listening, I think I can take like one or two more questions because then otherwise I have to jump off. So that's okay. But I'm very, very happy for anyone to join into our Telegram group and ask any further questions, and I'll be there to respond.
Yeah, definitely. So we can just wrap it up here. So guys, if you have more questions, kindly head to FAIR.CLUB Telegram group. You have access to it. It's in GOLDDIGGERS course chat, so you can just tap on the link and you can have access to their group. So I'm sure Stod will be really happy to answer all of your questions. So with that, Stod, I'll give you the floor to give the final concluding statement.
Yeah, I would just everyone who wants to have access to the raises that we're doing, and you can go get an access code through our Telegram group. Our community there has access codes, and they'll be very willing to share them with you. Yeah, we'll be offering very, very high quality projects with good upside for any investors that have joined. And we're a very serious project, and I'd love to see some of you guys in the community and contributing, and you're very welcome just to ask any questions. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you too. It was a great section.